Hello friends, today I am going to explain about fatty acids. Recap. In the last class, we have discussed about lipids and classification of lipids. Objectives. On completion of this lesson, you would be able to know role of lipid and biological membrane. Biological membrane. A biological membrane, biomembrane or cell membrane is a selectively permeable membrane that separates cell from the external environment or creates intracellular compartments. Biological membranes in the form of eukaryotic cell membranes consists of phospholipids bilayer with embedded integral and peripheral proteins used in communication and transportation of chemicals and ions. The bulk of lipid in a cell membrane provides a fluid matrix for proteins to rotate and literally diffuse for psychological functioning. Proteins are adapted to high membrane fluidity environment of lipid bilayer with the presence of a annular lipid shell consisting of lipid molecules and bond tightly to surface of integral membrane proteins. The cell membranes are different from the isolating tissues formed by layers to cells such as mucous membranes, basement membranes, and serous membranes. Biological membranes consist of a double sheet known as a bilayer of lipid molecules. This structure is generally referred to as the phospholipids bilayer. Phospholipids consists of two fatty acid chains linked to glycerol and phosphate group. Phospholipids containing glycerol are referred to as glycerophospholipids. General features of lipids. Lipids are made up of the same elements as carbohydrates, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. However, lipids tend to contain many more hydrogen atoms than oxygen atoms. Lipids include fats, steroids, phospholipids, and waxes. One main characteristic of lipids is that they do not dissolve in water. A amphipathic molecule is a molecule that has both polar and nonpolar parts. Phospholipids, for example, have nonpolar fatty acid tails and polar phosphate heads. Polarity is An important property of molecules that determine how they will interact with other molecules. Polarity is created when some atomic nuclei in a molecule attract electrons more strongly than others. The result is that the negative charge of the electrons congregates more around one atom than another, while one other atom possesses a slight positive charge because the electrons are closer to the first atom. Polar molecules often contain elements like oxygen and sulfur, whose nuclei attract electrons very strongly. This allows them to pull some electrons away from their partner atoms. Water is a good example of polar molecule. Its oxygen atom pulls atoms away from its hydrogen. Nonpolar molecules, on the other hand, are often heavy on elements like carbon, which has a fairly arranged pool of electrons. This means that carbon's molecules are likely to share electrons equally and have a neutral charge. In the case of polar molecules like attracts like polar molecules tend to interact strongly with other polar molecules because their positive and negative ends are attract to each other. Nonpolar molecules, on the other hand, do not interact strongly with polar molecules and may actually be pushed out of the way by other polar molecules that are attracted to the polar molecule's partial charges. Amphipathic molecules are biologically useful because they can interact with both polar and nonpolar substance. This allows them to make things possible that would not be possible with polar and nonpolar molecules alone, including the creation of such crucial structures as the cell membrane. Function of amphipathic molecules. Probably the most important function of amphipathic molecules in biology in is in the formation of the cell membrane. For life as we know it to exist, it is crucial that the material of life, such as DNA, proteins, and energy molecules, are contained within a membrane. This increases the chance of the molecules interacting and protects them from environmental threats. Can you imagine a cell existing if its DNA, proteins, and sugars were floating around at random in a lake? Some scientists think that life may have started this way, but it's not very efficient. Among other things, without cell membranes, it would be possible for living things to develop big structures like the human body that could exist outer side of water. What is the hydrophobic and hydrophilic nonpolar molecules that repel the water molecules are said to be hydrophobic molecules forming ionic or hydrogen bond with the water molecule are said to be hydrophilic. This property of water was important for the evolution of life. Examples of hydrophobic molecules include the alkynes, oils, fats, and greasy substances. In general, hydrophobic materials are used for oil removal from water, the management of oil spills, and chemical separation processes to remove nonpolar substances from polar compounds. The hydrophobic effect is the observed tendency of nonpolar substances to arrange aggregate in an aqueous solution and exclude water molecules. The word hydrophobic literally means water fearing, and it describes the segregation of water and nonpolar substances, which maximizes hydrogen bonding between molecules of water and minimizes the area of contact between water and nonpolar molecules. In terms of thermodynamics, the hydrophobic effect is the free energy change of water surrounding a solute. A positive free energy change of the surrounding solvent indicates hydrophobicity, whereas a negative free energy change implies hydrophilicity. The hydrophobic effect is responsible for the separation of a mixture of oil and water into its two components. It is also responsible for effects related to biology, including cell membrane and vesicle formation, protein folding, insertion of membrane proteins into the nonpolar lipid environment, and protein small molecule associations. Hence, the hydrophobic effect is essential to life. Substances for which this effect is observed are known as hydrophobes. Structure of a block copolymer that forms a spherical single bilayer structure with a hydrophobic interlayer and a hydrophilic surface. Due to their enhanced colloidal stability and mechanical property, controllable surface functionality or tunable membrane thickness polymeric vesicles are useful in nano and bioscience, providing potential applications as nano-sized carriers for catalysts, drugs, and enzymes. For fabrication of a unilamellar unilamellar vesicle, however, preparative procedures with a few steps are inherently required. Herein, without complicated preparative procedures, we report spontaneous unilamellar polymeric vesicles with nanometer sizes, which are prepared by simple mixing a triblock copolymer pluronic P85 and an organic derivative 5-methyl salicylic acid in aqueous solution. Depending on the 5-ms concentration and the temperature, the P85-5-ms mixtures presented various self-assembled nanostructures such as spherical and cylindrical micelles or V-cells, which were characterized by small angle neutron scattering and cryotine, resulting in a phase diagram drawn as a function of temperature and the 5-ms concentration. Interestingly, the critical temperature for the micelle to vesicle phase transition was easily controlled by varying the 5-ms concentration. It was decreased with increasing the 5-ms concentration. Micelle bilayer. The lipid bilayer or phospholipids bilayer is a thin polar membrane made of two layers of lipid molecules. These membranes are flat sheets that form a continuous barriers around all cells. The cells membranes of almost all organisms and many viruses are made of a lipid bilayer, as are the nuclear membrane surrounding the cell nucleus and other membranes surrounding subcellular structure. The lipids bilayer is the barrier that keeps ions, proteins, and other molecules where they are needed and prevents them from diffusing into areas where they should not be. Lipids bilayers are ideally suited to this role, even though they are only a few nanometers in width because they are impermeable to most water-soluble hydrophilic molecules. Bilayers are particularly impermeable to ions, which allows cell to regulate salt concentrations and pH by transporting ions across their membranes using proteins called ion pumps. Vesicles. In cell biology, a vesicle is a structure within or outside a cell consisting of liquid or cytoplasm enclosed by a lipid bilayer. Vesicles form naturally during the processes of secretion, exocytosis, uptake, endocytosis, the transport of materials within the plasma membrane. Alternative, they may be prepared artificially, in which case they are called liposomes, not to be confused with lysosomes. If there is only one phospholipid bilayer, they are called unilamellar liposome. Vesicles, otherwise they are called multilamellar. The membrane enclosing the vesicle is also a lamellar phase, similar to that of the plasma membrane, and intracellular vesicles can fuse with the plasma membrane to release their contact outside the cell. Vesicles can also fuse with other organelles within the cell. A vesicle released from the cell is known as extracellular vesicles. Phospholipids. Phospholipids are a class of lipids that are a major component of all cell membranes. They can form lipid bilayers because of their antiphilic characteristics. The structure of the phospholipids molecule generally consists of two hydrophobic fatty acids, tails, and a hydrophilic head, consisting of a phosphate group. The two components are usually joined together by a glycerol molecule. The phosphate groups can be modified with simple organic molecules such as choline, ethanolamine, or serine. The first phospholipid identified in 1847, such as in biological tissues, was lecithin or phosphatidylcholine. In the egg yolk of chickens by the French chemist and pharmacist Theodore Nicolas Gobet. Biological membranes in eukaryotes also contain another class of lipid, sterol, interspersed among the phospholipids, and together they provide membrane fluidity and mechanical strength. Purified phospholipids are produced commercially and have found applications in nanotechnology and material science. Phospholipids are a class of lipids that are a major component of all cell membranes. The structure of the phospholipid molecule generally consists of two hydrophobic fatty acid tails and a hydrophobic head, consisting of a phosphate group. The two components are usually joined together by a glycerol molecule. Biological membranes features. A biological membrane, biomembrane, or cell membrane is a selectively permeable membrane that separates cell from the external environment or creates intracellular compartments. Biological membranes in the form of eukaryotic cell membranes consists of a phospholipid bilayer with embedded integral and peripheral proteins used in communication and transportation of chemicals and ions. The bulk of lipid in a cell membrane provides a fluid matrix for proteins and rotate and laterally diffuse for psychological functioning. Proteins are adapted to high membrane fluidity environment of lipid bilayer with the presence of an annular lipid shell consisting of lipids molecules bound tightly to surface of integral membrane proteins. The cell membranes are different from the isolating tissues formed by layers of cells, such as mucous membranes, basement membranes, and serous membranes. Three types of lipids are found in biological membranes, namely phospholipids, glycolipids, and sterols. Phospholipids consist of two fatty acid chains linked to glycerol and a phosphate group. Phospholipids containing glycerol are referred to as glycerophospholipids. An example of a glycerophospholipid that is commonly found in biological membranes is phospho phosphatidylic, which has a choline molecule attached to the phosphate group. Serine and ethanolamine can replace the choline in this position, and these lipids are called phosphate phosphatidylserine and phosphatidylethanolamine, respectively. Phospholipids can also be sphingospholipids based on sphingosine, such as sphingomyelin. Essential fatty acids. Essential fatty acids, or EFAs, are fatty acids that humans and other animals must ingest because the body requires them for good health but cannot synthesize them. The term essential fatty acid refers to fatty acid required for biological process but does not include the fats that only act as fuel. Essential fatty acids should not be confused with essential oils, which are essential in the sense of being a concentrated in sense. Only two fatty acids are known to be essential for humans: alpha-linolenic acid and omega-3 fatty acid, and linoleic acid and omega-6 fatty acid. Some other fatty acids are sometimes classified as conditionally essential, meaning that they can become essential under some developmental or disease conditions. Examples including docosahexaenoic acid and omega-3 fatty acid and gamma-linolenic acid and omega-6 fatty acid. When the two essential fatty acids were discovered in 1923, they were designated vitamin F, but in 1929, research on rats showed that the two essential fatty acids are better classified as fats rather than vitamins. Functions of essential fatty acids. Essential fatty acids, or EFAs, are fatty acids that humans and other animals must ingest because the body required them for good health but cannot synthesize them. The term essential fatty acids refer to fatty acid required for biological processes but does not include the fats that only act as fuel essential fatty acids should not be confused with essential oils, which are essential in the sense of being a concentrated essence. Only two fatty acids are known to be essential for humans: alpha-linolenic acid and linoleic acid. Some other fatty acids are sometimes classified as conditionally essential, meaning that they can become essential under some developmental or disease conditions when the two fatty essential fatty acids were discovered in 1923. Good and bad cholesterol and their effects on health. It is commonly known that a high level of cholesterol in the blood, hypercholesterolemia, poses a risk for coronary heart disease and heart attack. Cholesterol is insoluble in the blood. It is transported to and from the cells by carriers known as lipoproteins. Low density lipoproteins. Bad cholesterol is the major cholesterol carrier in the blood. If too much low density lipoprotein cholesterol circulate in the blood, it can slowly build up the new wall of the arteries feeding the heart and brain. Together with other substance, it can form plaque, a thick hard deposit that can clog those arteries. A condition known as atherosclerosis, a clot thrombus forming near this plaque can block the blood flow to part of the heart muscle, resulting in a heart attack, or it can block the blood flow to part of the brain, causing a stroke. High density lipoprotein. Good cholesterol carries about one-third of one-fourth of blood cholesterol. Experts think high density lipoprotein traits to carry cholesterol away from the arteries and back to the liver, where it is metabolized and removed. It is believed that high density lipoprotein can remove excess cholesterol from plaques and therefore slow their growth. However, while a high level of high density lipoprotein decreases the associated risks, a low level of high density lipoprotein cholesterol level may increase the possibility of stroke or heart attack. A lipoprotein is biochemical assembly whose primary purpose is to transport hydrophobic lipid, also known as fat, molecules in water, as in blood plasma or other extracellular fluids. They have a single layer phospholipid and cholesterol outer shell with the hydrophilic proteins oriented outward toward the surrounding water and lipophilic proteins oriented inward toward the lipids. Molecules within the particles. Thus the complex serves to emulsify the fats in extracellular fluids. The special kind of protein called apolipoprotein is embedded in the outer shell, both stabilizing the complex and giving it a functional identity that determines its fate. Many enzymes transport structural proteins, antigens, adenosine, and toxin are lipoproteins. Examples include plasma lipoproteins, particles, high density lipoprotein, low density lipoprotein, and other. Subgroups of these plasma particles are primary drivers or modulator of atherosclerosis. We have a few tips for how to make simple daily changes to your routine to start making an impact on the overall health of your liver. Reduce saturated fat. One of the more common sources of saturated fat is red and or processed meat and other high-fat dairy dairy products. Replace these with poultry or plant-based proteins and milk so you don't lose the experience, just the fat. Increase soluble fiber. This will help every area of your digestive tract, including colon health. Try adding carrots, apples, sunflower seeds, or oatmeal to your diet, and you will start to experience positive effects right away. Replace white flour with whole wheat. Whether you love pasta, bread, or all the carbs, switching over to whole wheat can keep you eating your favorite meals while maintaining a steadier blood sugar. Drink water each hour. Set an alarm on your phone to sip a few ounces of water every hour to stay hydrated but also to lower the risk that you mistake thirst for hunger. If you have additional questions about either type of fatty liver, we are more than happy to help. Summary: we have discussed in the class biological membrane and essential fatty acids and its function. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good day.